Alright, go ahead.
Okay. Emma Watson, Emma Watson, Emma Watson, come to me. So... Hey guys, welcome to Savepoint. We take your suggestions from Twitter, from YouTube, from Tumblr, and pretty much we talk about video games. So, my name is Hunter Taylor.
My name's Ryan Shepard.
I forgot who I was for a second there.
Oh, you're the person who stabs people.
God.
He is El
I'm
Stavarino.
Nick Rubio.
Nick the Stash.
Alright,
I'm gonna make that happen.
Let's make the sad stuff
Alright,
happen.
let's I'll go ahead and read this one, guys. Theodore, at Theo_Nicholson on the Twitter, says, favorite Tom Clancy game, Shinji Mikami and the Evil Within, Need for Speed movie with Aaron Paul, and that stuff. Nick?
Well, if any of you haven't heard, unfortunately we lost Mr. Tom Clancy. Did you ever find out what happened?
How he passed away? I don't know.
Yeah, I from everywhere I read, they just said that he just went.
I mean, he was in his 60s. He wasn't really old, but he was up there.
But 60 is like the new 40.
It's got a point. But I guess we can do a whole moment of silence for Mr. Clancy. So are they going to continue the Splinter Cell games, or?
I haven't even played Blacklist, so I don't even know.
I'm pretty sure they're going to keep going, because from what I've read and everything, like, he wasn't crazy involved with the games anyway. Like, he kind of came up with the concepts behind a lot of the games, but the stories...
Didn't he just write the books, and then they just inspired the games off the books?
Right.
Yeah.
So they're going to keep using his name.
Red Rabbit was like one of my favorite Tom Clancy books. Great like Cold War, CIA kind of thriller.
You know, the only thing that I really know is from the film, The Hunt for Red October.
Oh, God.
The Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery. So, you know, that gem. Yeah, so Shinji Mikami and the Evil Within.
Well, we didn't talk about our favorite Tom Clancy game.
Oh, crap. We just got so caught up in Tom Clancy.
Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I'd have to say it's a tie for me between Vegas 2 and Gra 2. Gra 2 was really good.
I was never a big
Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter.
I love Gra 2.
It was I don't know, like it just I felt like there was too much teamwork. Like there wasn't enough like Lone Wolf style. I just like the whole Lone Wolf style of like Rainbow Six and stuff.
I liked Gra 2 for that reason, because they had like co-op story, like a whole different storyline, and you could play up to like 16 people helping you play through that, and everybody gets to create their own unique character, just like in Vegas. But it was just a lot of fun to play with, like hop online and play with your friends and stuff. Same with Vegas. That's why
people abuse the whole make your own character though.
With the Xbox Eye camera, or isn't that what it's called? Yeah, so Rainbow Six for us and
Gra 2.
I will give this. I'll give this though. I think that the Ghost Recon games do not. They play in a way that isn't extremely similar to other modern warfare style games. You know what I mean? So they're definitely different. They have they play differently, and I like that.
Splinter Cell was fun. It's just I
feel like, but
that wasn't my favorite.
Also, I feel like Splinter Cell and Ghost Recon keep like rebounding each other. Like Ghost Recon came up with that cover-to-cover system with Blacklist, not Blacklist. What was the one?
Rainbow Six had the cover.
Conviction. No, not like that. Not like you just stick to it, but like Conviction had the thing where you like run to each cover and blah 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 by like the arrow, or is it Future Soldier? It's one of the two.
It was
and then pretty much Blacklist did like the same thing. Like it's like they like test stuff with Ghost Recon, and then they test stuff with Splinter Cell, and then they move it to each one of them. So if anything, those two are very kind of similar sometimes. But Future Soldier wasn't as good as Gra 2 anyway. But sorry.
All right. So Evil Within. What do you guys think after watching the gameplay footage?
I'm super excited. I'm sorry, Shinji Mikami and Beth Zeta and Xenamax, like...
Yeah. I definitely, you can see his mark on it. Like, some of like the movements and stuff in the game kind of were very reminiscent of like, you know, Resident Evil 5, 6 era a little bit. But it definitely looks like a really scary game.
Yeah, especially the six-armed at the end.
Yeah, he did not look like he was having a good day.
Oh no, that thing where like he's watching it on the camera and like it turns
kills, it kills like 3 people, like just slits their throats, and he's watching on camera, and then it just turns him and just fades.
It's like Goku instant transmissions away.
Yeah.
How do you fight that, man? How do you fight that?
Just kill yourself.
I'll beat you to it. It's like, no! Sweet murder. Have you? I've seen a little bit for the. Have you seen the trailer for the Need for Speed movie?
No, but I've heard of
I've
it.
only seen posters of it. I haven't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really interested because everyone is still very impressed with Aaron Paul's performance in Breaking Bad and everything.
Oh, that's who that is?
Yeah, that's Jesse, and it's gonna be very interesting because I feel like this is. As I don't remember who it was, someone was saying that it's going to be like his kind of like make or break thing because it's like, all right, you can do TV, but can you do film, kid?
I feel like this isn't like Need for Speed. Like, I can't think of too many games to movies that have just done so well. And then Need for Speed is such like I feel like they're only using the name. Like,
yeah, it's the
Need
concept.
for Speed never.
It's a simple concept. There's no narrative to go with.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no narrative to it, so I feel like it's gonna be one of those like. It's just gonna hit the box office and then just.
I'm a little excited just because it's sort of like how with freaking Fast and the Furious, how it's like, okay, yeah, you obviously have ridiculously souped up cars, but it was like a little bit within reason.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're going completely video game on this. Like in the video, the cops are chasing Jesse Pinkman, Aaron Paul,
Mm-hmm.
and he's in a Bugatti Veyron.
What?
Yeah, it's Need for Speed. So.
How are they keeping up with him? Are they in like Lambo?
They're in like they're like probably like Lambo cops or something. It's Need for Speed. Do you have the need?
Are they in Italy? Because that's like I'm pretty sure that's the only place that has like Lamborghini police. And I'm pretty sure they stopped doing that because a cop got into an accident and like wrecked the car.
God.
I'm still glad they did not make an Uncharted movie. Thank the Lord.
They could probably do a good job. But the thing is, like, I don't know. It's good enough on its own.
Not the original plans they had for it though.
All right. Let's move on to the next one. Who wants to read this with their eyes and mouths?
Corey Russell Vincent at CRV.
At
Real
CRV.
Forgive me, I'm sorry.
It's official.
From Twitter. What game should be my first purchase for the Xbox One? Which are the launch titles, do you think? I don't think like Ghosts or Battlefield or Watch Dogs or even Assassin's Creed are considered like a launch title. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like since those games are already coming out, I feel like people will have those games already beaten and done. Well, okay, not so much done with, but at least played through. So I feel like if you're gonna talk about in the realm of the launch titles, like Dead Rising, like that's a good one. Because
That's mine too. But there's something I have to mention. It's a little bit off subject, but I have to say this real quick. I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's a DLC coming out, and it's like a timed exclusive for Xbox One for Battlefield 4. But like it's coming out with the launch of the game, and it's like it's the first map pack. It has some maps from Battlefield 3 and everything. But for me, I'm like, if there's a DLC that can come out when the game comes out, it should just be in the game. It should not be a DLC.
People have problem with day one DLC. That's a big thing with everything. There's a lot of games that come with day one DLC.
That bugs me. But yeah, Dead Rising 3.
I would say also Watch Dogs is very close. It's 3 days off from the launch, so that's almost.
I would definitely put it between those two. For the launch titles that I know, I hate
that. Like I need a list of like the launch titles to be like, okay, hey, this is a good one, this is a good one, this is a good one, because I can't.
If it was Titanfall, if Titanfall came out at launch, I would say hell yeah, mother trucker.
All the way.
But I'm gonna say Dead Rising 3 because I was really impressed with it.
It's Forza's not a launch title, is it?
Forza?
Yeah.
No, isn't that for 360?
No, the new Forza. They're coming out with a new Forza for the Xbox One. It was during the...
I think it might be.
Remember the E3 conference where they pulled the fucking car up and they were showing people?
Somebody bought that car.
Really?
No, they literally bought that car. Someone at E3 was like, yeah, that's an awesome car. I'd like it. To have that kind of money.
Whenever Forza comes out, that's another option.
Is Assassin's Creed 4 a launch title?
No, it's the end of this month.
It comes out.
It's Xbox 360, right?
October 29th.
October 29th?
Good job having the release dates.
Yeah.
October 29th. Assassin's Creed 4.
I actually studied before I put my application.
It's weird because freaking Edward Conway is having a Laura Croft effect with women. Have you seen that? It's all over Tumblr. There's a scene with Edward Conway shirtless and he's all sexy and rippled, and I've seen so many people, people on the Tumblrs. Yeah, they're like OMGs.
Yeah, I'm like, it's pirates, man. Pirates. Jack Sparrow.
Dude, chicks dig pirates. If you learned anything from this episode of Savepoint, it's that chicks dig pirates.
Feel like
we're gonna get like the one female, like one of our female viewers on there in the comments. I love Samurai.
No, for some reason in my mind, I just imagine like someone cosplaying like their ship, and it's gonna be Edward Conway and like a citrus tree.
Yeah.
Did I say Conway?
Yeah.
Kenway. Sorry, Kenway, and a citrus tree, because scurvy is a very big problem for people out at sea. So it's like you're the citrus I need, baby. I don't know. Do you think I've got something with this?
No, you're just inspiring bad art.
There's no such thing as bad art.
Swashbuckling.
All right, so I think that answers that one. That's not the new one. All right. You go ahead.
I got this. So the story gamer.
I already fucked it up.
The story gamer said, "Sacrifice by Shiny Entertainment."
Yes.
Yeah. And then his other question is, or whatever suggestion, games that marked your first gaming steps.
I am not familiar with Sacrifice by Shiny Entertainment.
Neither am I.
Can't say I've quite heard of it.
I'm sorry, we're gonna fail you on this one.
But just know that we still love you.
Yeah, of course. But we will answer the shit out of the second part. The second part here. Games that marked your first gaming steps. I know when I was very little we had a Sega because my older brother Joey told me that I ruined it because I urinated on it when I was 4 years old.
That was a hell of a.
But I do remember playing it because we had Maximum Carnage, the Spider-Man game for Sega, and that was cool. And then a lot of really crappy games for Sega. But
I remember having Sega too. And I remember playing like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game on.
Dude, no, I
Sonic,
had that for Super Nintendo.
the original Sonic, and then I remember Toe Jam and Earl. Do you guys remember?
Toe Jam and Earl.
you
Wow.
remember
that? You guys play that Echo the Dolphin?
Echo the Dolphin.
Echo. You never heard of Echo the Dolphin?
No.
It's the best game in the universe. Play Echo the Dolphin.
I don't.
Top 10 list. If he doesn't put Echo the Dolphin as number 1, he's lying to you.
Yeah, because Echo the Dolphin is the best.
I remember, I don't know what game it was, but there was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game I played at a summer, I was at like summer camp or something.
Was it a side scroller?
Yes.
Yeah, like you had
it
to
was
like walk
multiplayer.
up. Yeah, you had to walk up.
Dude,
and I remember
it was
that.
some
such a
other
good
kid
game.
and me who I don't remember. I remember the game, but I don't remember the kid. But we were really good friends, and we were at summer camp, and like literally all the other kids crowded around us and just watched us play Super Nintendo and played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we were good.
I always played fucking Raphael.
But my really significant one of like really owning, I guess my first like game system was I was 6 years old, and I got the Nintendo 64 with Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that like I owned. That was mine. It was from me.
The first thing that I had was the Game Boy, or like the brick Game Boy. My dad had bought it when it first came out, and like he just saved it, and he gave it to me when I
remember
was
having
young.
the Game Boy Advance and like trying to get the lighting where you could really see the
No,
screen.
but this was bad because this was like when it was like the screen was green, and then it was like that faded black.
Yeah.
And I remember playing Super Metroid on it. Oh my god.
The fact that any of us have vision anymore after that is ridiculous. Well, all right, Hunter, what's you?
Mine is, well, like, okay, my first one would have to be, I had a Nintendo 64, but I was never really into it. I was never a big Nintendo 64
Oh my
person.
god, there's so many great games.
Yeah,
I was
Super
I was
Mario
a little
64?
kid. I was a little kid.
Banjo-Kazooie?
Tuca, freaking, no, what am I thinking of? Turok.
Well, he was like 6.
Turok, man.
I didn't even play
Turok.
I played Turok.
Turok was fun.
I didn't play Turok
I had
on
it on
PlayStation 2.
I had it on PlayStation, though.
Yeah, I didn't play Turok on PlayStation.
I said Turok because for some reason Duke Nukem and Turok like crossed and had like a weird baby in my
I
brain.
did the fusion.
Yeah. They got the fat fusion where they messed up. Wait, what did you say yours was again?
So,
Not the Nintendo 64.
I got a PlayStation 1. It was technically my dad's, and he had Tekken 1 through, like, he had Tekken 1 and Tekken 2, and I started playing Tekken, and then Tekken was like...
Tekken was a great game.
Yeah, I love Tekken. And then I got Tekken 3, and then
Jimbo.
when I got my PlayStation 2, I would say, like, that was the game that got me started, but, like, the main game that made me really like a gamer was actually Jak and Daxter, The Precursor Legacy. Like, that game was awesome. I love that game.
I mean,
we totally didn't mention Ratchet and Clank
I
at
was
all.
about to say, I was going to go from speaking of Jak and Daxter.
Ratchet and Clank into the Nexus.
Or unto, as you said earlier.
Unto the Nexus.
You're like blind by lights. On two.
I haven't personally seen the 15 minutes of gameplay yet.
Yeah.
But I have always fucking loved Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're kind of going back to the fundamentals on this because they said this is going to be the last one, at least for the PlayStation 3 generation. So it's kind of like going back to the roots. But what I also find interesting is when they were talking about the narrative, that it's like a bit more adult. Like, you still have all the fun and all the jokes and everything, but like they're saying that Ratchet like kind of has to like think more about like all the decisions that he's made and how he's got to where he is. And I guess there's like a lot of like reflecting on his part. And it's not, it sounded really interesting from a narrative standpoint.
So it's kind of like an interactive narrative as opposed to a passive one.
I don't know that I don't think it's interactive, but I think it's just a bit more like deep. But again, tons of ridiculous guns. Like one I read about was called the Winterizer, and it shoots it looks like a snow beam with like a candy cane swirl in it, and like they said that like you could like vaguely hear the sounds of like what sounds like jingle bells a little bit, like, and then any enemy you hit with it will like turn into a snowman, and every enemy will turn into a different kind of snowman.
There's a reindeer spinning around in there, just being mangled.
But yeah, I guess they're doing a lot of stuff with gravity and gravity effects in the game and stuff. So I'm sure it's going to be tons of fun.
See, like I feel like that should be a big thing because physics engines, as far as we've come now, are like look, we got fucking Portal for God's sakes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, see, for me, with games like Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter, is I love them to death and they're really fun, but there's always some part of the game that makes it to where I can never replay it because it's too difficult. Where it's like, you ever have that in a game where you get past one part and you're like, I will never do that again. Because it's just so hard.
In the precursor, wasn't there like a lava part in that fucking part?
Where
that was that
like
part
a motorcycle
for me.
thing.
Yeah, that fucking part for me.
That was really annoying. That's still such a good game. I need to get the collection, but yeah, Ratchet and Clank. I've only played the first one. I haven't played any of the other ones.
The other ones are really good too.
The first one. I beat the shit out of the first one. So.
The Rhino. That was my shit.
So you should let us know in the comments down below what games marked your first steps into gaming, into your birth as a gamer. And leave us a comment. You might potentially get posters. What kind of posters do we have, Nick?
We still have some of the Pacific Rim ones left over.
We do.
Diablo 3 and Dragon's Crown.
Dragon's Crown, Diablo 3, Pacific Rim, and I think we might even have some World War Z ones floating around in there if that tickles your fancy. Just leave us a comment and watch your YouTube inbox thing.
Watch it.
Any other parting thoughts, gentlemen?
Play Echo the Dolphin.
Play Echo the
I can't believe
Dolphin.
you guys. Have you played?
That's gonna be his last words. We're gonna chisel that on his gravestone. Play how there was that one the memorial for the kid playing the Game Boy SP. It's gonna be Hunter playing Echo the Dolphin.
For some reason, I pictured if you ever from now on, every time you write a video game review, anytime especially, I hope you get really super respected. I want you to be like the Roger Ebert of video game reviews, and then every review I'm gonna be that guy who uses the comment and goes, yeah, but it's no Echo the Dolphin.
That game is just great. It's just a side scroller. You're just a dolphin swimming through the ocean. You have to dodge all this electric stuff, and you have to watch out for sharks. And you just live your life as a dolphin going to level.
Just live your life as a dolphin.
It's great.
Dreams do come true.